Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Vincent and I'm a first year pharmacy student, like you all know, studying at the University of Ibadan. Then I make videos about education and lifestyle. So I believe you must have seen my video where I talked about the top 10 repeated topics in Jamb chemistry. So I also decided to make another video for biology. So in this video, I'll be talking about the important topics you should read, especially for biology. So if you're a biology student and you're taking Jamb this year, you have less than 1 month to go. So you need to understand this topic before you read that topics. I'm not saying that other topics are not important, they are important, but these topics are very important to read them. But like I said also in the other video, I will advise you to read the whole topics if you can cover it. But if you don't have enough time and you're not able to cover those topics, so I will advise you to just make sure you cover these 10 topics, and I'm going to be listing them out. So if this is like something you're interested in, make sure you watch this video to the end. It will be a very short video, and also don't forget to subscribe and also give this video a thumbs up and share it to your friends. And okay, now let's get straight into the video. So the first topic I would like to advise you to read is genetics and heredity. So genetics is just studying about the transmission and expression of genes and characters from parent to offspring. This topic is very important. You need to understand the different terms used in genetics, things like homozygous, heterozygous, the meaning of gene, the meaning of chromosome, and all that. You must understand heredity also. So that's the first topic you need to understand for Jamb biology, genetics and heredity. And this topic we get like maybe 2 or 3 questions from it every year. There's no year Jamb will not set questions from heredity, and you must know questions on probability. Sometimes they ask you if a man is tall and he marries a woman that is short, what is the percentage of the children that will be tall? You understand those kind of questions, so you must understand them. Then also blood group also is important. You must understand the different type of blood group and all those things. And that's the first thing I like to advise you to read: genetics and heredity. Then the second one I will advise you to read is nutrition. Like all know, nutrition is the ability of a living organism to take in food material into its body. So the ability of an organism to feed is known as nutrition. So you must understand the different type of nutrition we have. You must be able to differentiate between autotrophic and heterotrophic nutrition. You must know the different type of autotrophic nutrition we have, different types of heterotrophic nutrition you have. You must know, and you must know the classes of food, know the nutrients, know all those things, balanced diet, the deficiency of each of these nutrients. Then plant nutrition also, photosynthesis, conditions needed for photosynthesis, like all those things you need to know it. The minerals needed for photosynthesis, the process of photosynthesis, the light reaction stage and the dark reaction stage. All these things are important. So just go and study nutrition generally for both plant and animal nutrition. And every year also Jamb asks like 2 or 3 questions from this topic also. Nutrition is very important, so if you have not read it, I will advise you to go and read it. Then the top topic I will advise you to read is cell structure and function. Like in biology, cell is the simplest structural and functional unit of life. That means the simplest unit of living organism is cell. You must understand the cell theory, know the scientists that discovered cell, know the cell theory. You must understand the difference between unicellular cell and multicellular cell, and must be able to identify the cell organelles. You should know the functions, know the function of the nucleus, the function of the chromosome, the function of the Golgi body, the function of the ribosome. You must understand the functions of each of these organelles, and you must understand the properties of cell, the types of division we have, mitosis, meiosis, all those things. Just understand the cell structure and function is one of the topic you must understand if you are writing Jamb, especially for this year. So it is important to read it. The first one is genetics and heredity. Second one is nutrition for both plant and animal nutrition, while the third one is cell structure and function. Then the fourth one I will advise you to read is ecology. So ecology is the study of animals or plant and animals in relation to their environment. So when you are studying ecology, you are studying things like living organism in relation to the environment. You must be able to understand the different types of habitats we have, the definition of habitats. You must understand the different ecological terms we have, and all the other things on food chain, food web, all those things. You should be able to understand it. So the other topic I would advise you to read is ecology. Ecology is very important if you are a science student. It is very important in biology. Then the fourth one is classification of living things. So this is the first topic in biology, and it is quite bulky. So I will advise to read the different classifications of living organism, the binomial nomenclature, the classification of living organisms based on kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species, and all those things. Must be able to differentiate between the 5 major kingdoms we have: the kingdom Monera, kingdom Protista, kingdom Plantae, kingdom Animalia. You must know the characteristics of each of these 5 kingdoms. Know the characteristics of kingdom Plantae, Animalia, kingdom Fungi, all those things. Just know the characteristics and the general characteristics. That's just you need to know. That's what you need to know. And then also you must be able to know the further divisions, especially for plants. Know the divisions of plants. Plant kingdom that are divided into different parts. You must know it: the talophytes, the bryophytes, the tracheophytes, the gymnosperm, the angiosperm. Must be able to differentiate between monocot and dicot. Same thing for animals. Animals are divided into different phylum: the invertebrates, the vertebrates. Under invertebrates, things like we have things like Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Echinodermata. So you must know all these things. They are very important. And also same thing for vertebrates, where you have the Pisces, the aves, the mammalian, and reptiles and other things. So you must know all these characteristics of each of this kingdom, each of this phylum, each of this division. Do you get? That's another thing you need to know about classification of living organism. Also, naming of living organism. You must know how to name living organism correctly. That's another thing you should know. Then virus also. Virus is also part. You must know the definition of a virus. What does virus mean? You must understand the characteristics of virus that makes it a living thing, that makes it a non-living thing. So that's another thing I will advise you to know. Then the third one, the fifth one, or the sixth one rather, is transport system or circulatory system. So circulatory system is just has to do with the system of organ in the body that helps in the transport of materials around the body. So transport of materials like oxygen, digested food, hormones, excretory products, each of these things that are transmitted in the blood. So you must understand, you must know the different part of the blood, the erythrocyte, the leukocytes, and their functions. You must understand the different circulatory system we have, the organ we have for circulatory system: the artery, the vein, the capillary, the heart. You must be able to study the heart, know the functions of the heart, know how it operates, and everything about circulatory and transport system. Also in plant also, you must understand transport system in plant. Then number 7 on the list is muscular and skeletal system. So we all know that we are able to move because of our muscular and skeletal system, because we have muscles and skeleton, and that is why we are able to move. So we must understand the different types of skeleton. We have the exoskeleton skeleton, exoskeleton, endoskeleton. Then also we must understand the functions of skeleton, the different part of the skeleton, the cartilage, the bones, and other things. Just go and read more on tissues and supporting system, or muscular tissues and supporting system. Then number 8 on the list is reproductive system. So reproduction is the ability of a living organism to give rise to new organism. So you must understand the different reproductive system that we have. We have the reproductive organs in a man, the reproductive organs in a woman. How does reproduction occur? How does fertilization occur? How does conception occur? All those things you need to understand it. Also, reproductive system in a plant also is important. Reproductive system in a plant. The types of reproduction we have: asexual reproduction, sexual reproduction. You must understand also pollination in plants and dispersal in plants, dispersal of seed. Do you get? Because reproduction is not only for animals. We have reproduction in animal, and we also have reproduction in plants. Then another one I will like you to know is, which is number 9 on the list, is fruits. So fruits generally, it has to do with plant. The different types of fruits we have: the drupe, the berry. Do you get? Germination of seed, dispersal of seed, pollination, and other things about fruits generally. So fruits is also common in Jamb. You can get like 1 or 2 questions from fruit. It is very important you know it. Then the last on the list is variation and evolution and adaptation. Actually, these 3, there are different topics on them, but I will just join them down. I just join them together just to make number 10 on the list, and that is variation, evolution, and adaptation. So you must understand the meaning of variation. You must understand the different types of variations we have: the morphological variation and physiological variation. Evolution, you must understand the meaning of evolution. How does evolution occur? Then Lamarck's theory also. Lamarck's theory of use and disuse. Then Charles Darwin's theory of natural selection. All those things you must know it. Then also adaptation, the ability of living organism to adapt, to get used, to survive in their respective habitat or environment. So that's it. You must know different types of adaptations we have. How do living organisms adapt to their environment? So these are the 10 topics you need to understand for biology if you have not read anything in biology before. So these 10 topics are important. Other topics are also important. So number 1 is genetics and heredity. Number 2 is nutrition. Number 3 is ecology. Number 4 is classification of living organism. Number 5 is transport system. Okay, number 5 is classification of living organism. Number 6, transport system or circulatory system. Number 7, muscular and skeletal system. Number 8, reproduction and cell division also. Then number 9 is fruit. Then number 10 is relation, evolution and adaptation. So that's all for today. See you in the next video. Make sure you subscribe to this video, share, like and turn on the notification button. See you next time. Bye.